Hi, Tyler. Thank you for allowing me to do the video reflection for this. It's just, I did it in another class and it was easier, so I really appreciate you letting me. I want to kind of go through all the topics, the student learning outcomes, and kind of go through how, this class hit on those. So the first one, project planning, planning, researching, and composing technical documents in teams and individually. So obviously we did a lot of that in this class with like our feasibility proposal and our instructional video, and especially the complaint and responses by ourselves. And those were really helpful in like, I think I've never really had a class where we receive feedback in the way that we did in this one, where it's like direct, like commenting right on it, which I thought was really helpful. And like, I've had that before, but not in an online format. And having it in an online format where like you can, take a look at it, make some adjustments, have them comment again was something really helpful. And I guess I didn't realize how helpful peer review can be in that respect. So, and then project analysis, identifying a document's reader and a document's context relative to practice of composing for specific goals, understanding how technical documents occupy and respond to social justice. So we went through that main project with the complaint and response again. I feel like that really hit it on the head. And what that project did for me was really show me like how even in like any conflict, there are always two sides. And I think it's like easy to forget that, and things become very one-sided nowadays with technology, and like remembering that there's always two sides of it and a pro and a con on each side. And, writing from the perspective of someone who was being accused of like being a bigot or being like racist was difficult, but like a challenge that kind of made you, respect like that whole process, whoever ends up being correct or not. But the third one, context development, understanding how genre and conventions impact writing. So like I'd say this was in the instructions, like we really hit on this in the instructional project, because like depending on your genre, like I know the way I write, like the first set of instructions I did came across very unclear, and like I didn't realize that my writing was not as clear as it needed to be for a set of instructions. And that was clear through the peer review, which really helped. And what was interesting is that we were actually making speak of the meowing, a cat tower with instructions. And it made me think about the class and how the instructions were actually kind of misleading and like confusing. And so it is really important to know your audience. So organizational design, practicing strong research skills with primary and secondary sources to generate appropriate context. So like, again, this was in the complaint and response when we were doing, research, and in the feasibility proposal. I think it's really important to know how to do research, and I feel like I've done that in quite a few classes now. But I think that is specifically in this class, it helped me kind of and in the instructions, even when I thought I knew everything about the subject, there's always another perspective that you don't understand, or you might not know about. And, by doing research, you can, fill in the missing parts where you don't know. Written communication, composing clear, stylistic, responsible prose that avoid errors and pays attention to audience needs. So that definitely hit in this class, especially with the clear stylistic, part of it. Like we definitely went over grammar. I remember doing the activity. I really liked the activity in class where we had two sentences and like punctuated each differently to make one completely different from the other, even though they were the same words. I really enjoyed that activity. I think it really showed like how messing up or like putting wrong punctuation can really mislead the reader. So visual communication, using visual design principle to develop audience friendly data. So this definitely was like the instructional video. I had fun making the video for how to make a Dion's pizza. That format, I feel like now, like in college, I've had so many more like projects that involve video format, whether it's like making a movie or like a lot of different things. And so I think in this day and age, that is like really important to know how to do. Um, Reviewing and editing across media and context, ensuring final clear style. So yeah, we did a lot of this. I enjoyed going through like our team's papers because I don't know, it was cool to see everyone's different writing style and be able to interject, and even if they never ended up making a change, maybe like spur a thought for them or clear something up that wasn't clear. I think that part was something I'll really take away from this class. And I never really have been someone to like, I kind of just write things myself and then turn it in. But I think it's really valuable, like what your peers have to think, because they're not the ones writing it. Content management, gaining knowledge of the organization and management of digital textual information, um, web content management, social networking. Yeah, there was a lot of that. I feel like gaining like knowledge on how to make a website, which I had never done before. And I know a lot of people have done that before, but I had actually never done that. And so it was interesting learning that new skill. And like I said, the video formatting and editing things, that was a good new skill to learn. And now I have done it before. And like you said in class, um, this class like really prepares you for the things that you might encounter and probably will encounter in jobs. And especially because I'm looking to be a physician's assistant or associate now. But I think like I'll definitely have to do a lot of like these type of like direct letters and things like that. So having the knowledge now is going to be very helpful. So production and delivery, developing skills and presenting information in multiple modes. So yeah, again, like presenting the video or making the video for the instructions, drafting the feasibility proposal to make sure it, is very clear and applies to, and can be read by any audience. And um, also like hits on every viewpoint that there is on the subject. Um, yeah, so all of those learning objectives were definitely hit in this class. I think the thing I'll take away most, like I said, was the value of like my peers' input on my work. And like, I think that dramatically changed the way like I view my work too, because someone with the way I think is not the way a lot of other people think, or it's the way most people or some people think. And I think that is something I'll definitely take away. But I really enjoyed the class. Thank you again for letting me do the video reflection. I don't really think there's anything I would change to it. I actually really enjoyed, it was completely new with the whole agenda format. But I actually really enjoyed that we could look back through and like see what we did, because sometimes I just forget. And I enjoyed that format, and we could look ahead and see what we have coming up. It was just more of like a continuous flowing schedule instead of so much like the syllabus schedule that you never really go back to or doesn't actually line up with the class. So I really enjoyed that part too. But other than that, thank you so much for a great year.